Alright, today I'm reviewing the Sunday Riley The Influencer Clean Longwear Foundation. And really quick, I just want to say I purchased all these products with my own money, so you know you can trust my opinion is what I honestly believe. And if you want to help support the channel, give this review a thumb up. So Sunday Riley has come out with a foundation, which is right here. It's called the Influencer, which is marketed as a medium to full coverage foundation, and it's marketed towards people with more oily to normal skin. However, I have dry skin, and I can't imagine having oily skin and wearing this because it's a little bit hydrating in a way. But let me kind of let you know my thoughts of it. And I'll start with the Sarah score scale. And my first criteria is packaging.
Who's in the box? What's in the box?
And for the most part, I really like the packaging. The tube is clear, so it's better to keep it in a drawer if you can. There's not a super ton of antioxidants in it, but it probably would have been better had they done a more opaque type tube. But I really actually like the pump bottle. Makes it pretty easy to dispense and actually very handy for travel as well. So for the most part, I actually really like the packaging of this, so I gave it a thumb up for that. My second criteria is alcohol.
Mere alcohol doesn't thrill me at all.
And there is no denatured alcohol in this, so they get a thumb up for that criteria. My third criteria is fragrance. Can't you smell that smell? And I did not give them a thumb up for fragrance because this does have several fragrant ingredients in there. It has geranol, citronellol in there, and it also has something called phenyl alcohol, which is it's an alcohol that's known and usually used for its aromatic scent that it has. And when you use this, you can definitely notice a scent when you apply it. However, it does dissipate rather quickly, so it's not as big of a concern, and all of the fragrance ingredients are close to the bottom of the ingredient list, so it's not as big of a concern. However, if you do have very sensitive skin, it would be better probably to avoid this, just because any type of fragrance can cause sensitization to your skin. So especially if you have more sensitive skin, it'd be better to avoid that. Sunday Riley kind of markets this as their clean longwear foundation, and clean for them is, what did they describe it? Free of cyclopentasiloxane, synthetic fragrance, but natural fragrance can be just as irritating to your skin as synthetic, so it doesn't really matter either way. Talc, gluten, paraben, and then cruelty-free. So just because they say synthetic fragrance, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's good, that it's a natural fragrance. So, you know, things like arsenic is natural, but that doesn't mean it's good for you either, and you wouldn't put it on your face at all. So, anyway, on to number 4, which is the manufacturing location.
Who made it then?
And this is made in the U.S. So no issues there. Number 5 is ease of use.
It was never easy for me.
And for me, I found it a little bit tricky to blend. It's definitely medium to full coverage. I just couldn't find the perfect way to apply this. As you can see, it's very, very, very full coverage. I tried with a beauty blender. I had the most success there. But toward the end of the day, I noticed the foundation kind of tended to slide off my face and collect in certain areas, like around my hairline I would notice it, or just basically around the perimeter of my face. So I did have issues with that. That's why I say if this is marketed towards those with more oily skin, and I have super dry skin, if I noticed a lot of sliding like that, I can't imagine people with oily skin having much better success with it. So the ease of use, it was a little tricky in my opinion to get a natural looking coverage. And then I did notice it kind of highlighted some of the drier patches on my face. So I'm not sure exactly. Perhaps if you have a very normal skin type, you'd probably have the best success with this. So that's why I did not give it the highlight for the ease of use. Most foundations apply very easily with a damp beauty blender or a sponge. And this one, I just couldn't find the perfect way to apply it. So that's why I did not give it a thumb up there. Number 6 is antioxidants.
What's in the horse pill?
It's just medicine. It's good for you.
And I did give it a thumb up there. It's got some good antioxidants in it. It has green tea, ginkgo biloba's in there, propanolol, and then it's got shea butter in there. So it's got some good antioxidants in there. So you can definitely feel good about using it for those reasons. So it's nice that they did throw some good ingredients in there as well. Number 7 is animal testing.
If there's going to be any animal testing, I'm going to do it.
And Sunday Riley is cruelty-free, so I did give them a thumb up there. Number 8 is performance.
This usually works. Well, performance issues, you know, it's not uncommon.
And I did not give them a thumb up there. That's where I had a lot of the issues with it sliding, or it's almost like it disappeared off my face almost. And I did notice a little bit of oxidization, so some of the patches of it ended up looking darker towards the end of the day. And this shade is 150, just for your reference. I'm pretty fair skinned, so this is shade 150. They do have a decent shade range, probably better in the middle, not a lot of very fair shades. And then, of course, there's not a ton of very dark shades. I think they've got 20 shades currently, so perhaps they're planning on expanding that. I'm not exactly certain. But a lot of them had too much of a yellow undertone for me, so that's kind of where I had a little bit of issues there. And but definitely towards the end of the day, and when I looked in the mirror, it almost looked like I didn't have anything on my face at all, but then it kind of collected on the perimeter. So I don't know if it kind of slid off or just kind of evaporated, and then some oxidization did occur. It's got some ingredients in here to prevent the oxidization, but like I said, I had some of those issues. And reading some of the reviews on Sephora's website, some people had similar issues with it almost just disappearing off their face. So that's kind of problematic. And then as you can see on my hand, it looks okay, but it does highlight some of the drier patches. But yet again, it's almost like it's not exactly perfectly designed for those with oily skin. They've kind of missed the mark on a few of those things. But as far as my knowledge is, this is one of their first foundations, or their first foundation they've ever done. So nobody always hits it out of the park, but you know, if you have normal skin and you can find a color that matches, it would probably be a good one to consider if you have normal skin. But the other concern is the fact that it doesn't have an SPF in it, so you're going to have to wear something with sunscreen underneath it, which even if you have normal skin can cause some sliding issues, because especially depending on if you get a physical or chemical SPF. So it's going to be kind of tricky there to find something that fits perfectly. I wish they had included SPF in this, but obviously they didn't. So as you can see on my hand, it definitely looks a lot more yellow. So even looking at all the shades in the store the other day, so many of them have just too much of a yellow undertone. So for performance, I did not give it a thumb up. Price?
The price? Your soul.
It's $42. So I gave them a thumb up on price because there's so many foundations that are so expensive. And the nice thing is on this one, a little bit does go a long way. And so it's not crazily expensive. But just on my hand, it looks so much more yellow than it did. Anyway, so for price, it's decent. Especially for a more prestige brand that, like their Good Jeans treatment costs over $100 for certain larger sizes. So for the foundation, it's not ridiculously expensive. And then number 10 for the it factor. And I was like, no, that's not cute. And I was like, no, that's not cute. Is I did not give them a thumb up for that either. Had this performed a little bit better. I was so excited for this to come out. I purchased it right when I saw it was online. So I was very excited about it, but it kind of left me let down on quite a bit of things. So yeah, I'm pretty bummed about it. I just don't see a lot of skin types that this will fit into other than someone with normal skin that wants a full coverage foundation, that's willing to wear something with sunblock underneath it. Yeah, it's just missed the mark on too many points. So on my 1 out of 10 scale, this got 6 out of 10, which is decent. They did a lot of things right. They just missed the mark. You know, if this were a little more medium, less to medium coverage, I think this would probably be a lot better. But when you're expecting something with full coverage, and then at the end of the day it starts to kind of slide off and oxidate, that's just not a good combination of things, especially when it's full coverage. So anyway, I'm interested to see what they come up with in the future, and I'm kind of interested to see if they keep this in their line and if they have any other foundations coming in the works. So I guess we'll find out. So anyway, I'm interested if you guys have had a chance to give this a try yet or not, and if so, what your thoughts were. How did you like it? Did you have good success with it, or did you notice some of the same issues that I did? So leave a comment. I love hearing from you guys. Feel free to subscribe if you're not already. I come with at least one new review every day. And as always, check out nobsbeauty.net. Thank you so much, guys.